Makes my spine chill. Karen Bisso, Plattsburgh. This woman is a ball of fire. She's gonna get you going. She's gonna tell you some great things. She's gonna have you energized, and I'm delighted that she came today to talk to you. Karen?
Thank you, Melody. Hello, Gouveneur. How are you this afternoon? I'm going to open up with a quote from Thomas Jefferson, and he said it best when he said that the Second Amendment, what will be needed about the Second Amendment is when they try and take it away from us. And I believe that's what they're trying to do right now, is take it away from us. So we're here to fight for the Second Amendment. Is that right, Gouveneur?
Yes.
Absolutely. Now, when I look at all of you here today, I reflect a little bit on the thousands who were in Syracuse last month and the 20,000 of us that marched in Albany 2 months ago. That's right. And what I now know is that you believe that this state is worth fighting for, yes? This country is worth fighting for. The Constitution is worth fighting for. Our Second Amendment rights are worth fighting for. And as we sit in a forgotten corner of New York State, what we have to realize is that this state believes it foolishly and arrogantly calls itself the Empire State. But we are not an empire, and we are not servants to the Emperor of Manhattan. That's right, and 8 million anti-gun cliff dwellers in New York City do not have the right to take away our freedoms. Is that correct? Yes. Now, I am a woman, I am a mother, and I am a teacher. I am the poster child for who this law is supposed to protect. But I think we all know that women and students and children are no safer as a result of the SAFE Act. In fact, I would argue that it makes us possible more victims of violence than before, making our country and our state even weaker. There is absolutely nothing safe about the SAFE Act. It takes law-abiding citizens and it makes us criminals. Now, Andrew Cuomo believes that a law-abiding citizen with a gun is a criminal. But he also believes that a criminal with an ounce of pot is a law-abiding citizen. What do you think about that? Okay, let's talk about Sheldon Silver, the Speaker of the Assembly. He's got to go, that's right. He also believes that a law-abiding citizen with a gun is a criminal. But he stole $100,000 from you, the taxpayers, to cover up corruption of a fellow politician. Then let's talk about Senate Leader Dean Skelos. He had every opportunity to make sure that this bill never made it further. How? All he had to do was follow the New York State Civil Rights Law. Section 2, Article 4, which says, and I quote, "The right to bear arms or well-armed militia is both necessary and needed for the safety and security of the state, and therefore the right to bear arms cannot be infringed." That's right, it cannot be infringed. Say it, we cannot be infringed. We cannot be infringed. We cannot be infringed. That's right, you got it right because our forefathers got it right. Now, I'm going to bring up something else after this. Every single New York State senator, and I cannot underscore this enough, many of them have come to our We the People events in Syracuse, now in Gouveneur, and in Albany. But I'm going to tell you this, in the wee hours of the night on January 14th of this year, every single New York State senator, when they said, "Will the Senate print 2230 law? Is it a message of necessity?" Do you know that every single New York State senator voted aye? We are here today at this event because our senators said yes. Senate Print 2230 is a message of necessity. We're here today because they put us here today. Okay, now, in addition to that, our representatives say that we don't have the right to buy guns, clips, or accessories. That we don't have the right to protect our homes, protect our places of work, and protect our schools. But here's something funny. We pay for the guns, clips, and accessories that we use to buy what they say is an illegal weapon to protect them at their workplace. And by the way, we pay for that too. So is this democracy or hypocrisy? It's hypocrisy. We're verging on that. Now, I want to kind of talk a little bit about the New York State SAFE Act and talk about safety, okay? When was the last time there was a mass shooting at a police station? Never. Do you know why? There are guns there, okay? How about at an airport? No. this ridiculous piece of legislation. No, there's no mass shootings there. Why? Say it with me. Because there are guns there, okay? Let's talk about some of our gun-free zones in America, like Aurora, Colorado, like Columbine. How about Newtown, Connecticut? Let's talk about some other gun-free zones in the world, like Hitler's Germany from 1933 to 1945, where 21 million citizens were killed. By who? Their government. All right? How about Imperial Japan from 1933 to 1945? 6 million citizens killed. By who? Their government. How about Pol Pot's Cambodia from 1975 to 1979? 2 million citizens killed. By who? Their government. Why does this happen? Because all mass murderers can agree on one thing. Gun control works for them. Okay? So let's talk about a couple of statistics. The anti-gunners say that 30,000 deaths per year occur as a result of gun-related deaths. Well, how about this statistic? 300,000 people die a year as a result of obesity. So, which is more difficult for America, the guns or spoons? Okay, now, if you're Governor Cuomo, you tell us that you don't need 10 shots to kill a deer, right? You only need 7. But that works if you're taking advice from Mayor Bloomberg from New York City, where he says that 4 small sodas are better than 1 big gulp. Okay? All of this is ridiculous. Now, here's an interesting thing for you to consider. I think if you listen to Governor Cuomo's rhetoric, he tells us that our guns are weapons of mass destruction. But I'm here to tell you it's all smoke and mirrors, okay? Because these people are masterful. They are masterful at covering up the just indecencies that they're doing to people, and also trying to get us to forget what it is they're really doing behind the scenes. So while Andrew Cuomo is twerking you out about the Second Amendment, guess what he's forgotten that we remember? He stole 100,000 acres from the Adirondacks right from underneath our noses. That's right, he closed down hunting camps that have been around for generations right from underneath our noses. He doesn't seem to think that we remember that he'll take $1,000 from us in sales tax for our side-by-sides, but he won't let us license them anywhere, okay? He thinks we're dumb, so no, our weapons are not weapons of mass destruction. Our weapons are weapons of mass distraction, okay? And I'm here to tell you right now, not a single one of you should register your weapons when asked, okay? That's right. And here's why. Because registered and legal today does not mean it won't be illegal tomorrow. Mayor Dinkins in the 1980s in New York City, in this state, decided that all semi-automatic rifles were to be considered, well, he wanted them all registered. What did he do 6 months later? He declared them illegal, and they confiscated 1,800 weapons from law-abiding citizens in the state of New York. So it can happen to you people, okay? Lastly, I want all the elected representatives, both Democrat and Republican, to take a good look at all the people who are here today, because these are all the votes they won't be getting next year. Am I correct? And you judges too. You judges who are going to hear our cases in court, we can vote you out at the same time, so don't worry about that. And finally, for all of you wonderful patriots who are here today, the anti-gunners, you know what they like to do? They like to say, what do you need a weapon like that for? Well, here's what I would suggest that you do. Instead of answering that question, I suggest you look them square in the eyes, and instead you say this: the United States of America is not a country of need and deserve. The United States of America, we're a country of want and earn. American dreams are not limited by means. They soar because we want and because we earn the money to do it. We want our guns. We earn the money to buy our guns. We have the right to keep our guns. And lastly, I'm a woman and a mother, and I am sick and tired of listening to politicians who defend the SAFE Act and also a woman's right to choose. How about this instead? Okay, I'm a woman. I choose the right to defend myself, to use whatever weapon I choose, and as many bullets as is necessary to do it. Gouveneur, we will not comply. Thank you so much. You're all patriots.